Hello comrades, it's Comrade Reese here, and today I'm just going to do a short video on something that kind of annoys me, but a lot of people, particularly anarchists, when they talk about us Marxist-Leninists, they like to use the term tanky or Stalinist. When it comes to revolution in general, we Marxists have quite a lot in common with the anarchists, because as a Marxist, you would support the working class overthrowing the capitalist class and taking control. And anarchists do support the destruction of the capitalist system just as much as we Marxists do. However, it is on the question of what should replace the capitalist system, which is where we Marxists fall out with the anarchists, causing us to split up and move away from each other. The reason for this is because Marxists generally follow on to engage in studying Lenin's theory of Marxism-Leninism when it comes to analysing our modern capitalist society, analysing organisation tactics like setting up a working class party, a communist party that is organised based on the Marxist-Leninist principles of Democratic Centralism and Vanguardism. For anybody who hasn't got a fucking clue, what Democratic Centralism means is to give every single member of the party a choice to have their own opinions and vote for what they want within the party whilst a discussion is taking place. But once a discussion has come to an end and everything has been voted for and decided upon by the members of the party, every single member of the party, and I mean everyone in the party, must uphold the rule of the majority or face being expelled from the party. This may seem harsh at first, but the real reason why Lenin came up with this theory was to combat opportunism and prevent the free riders in the party from basically one day wearing the party's badge and the next just doing their own thing without the fear of retaliation from the party. What Vanguardism means is basically the leadership within the party. Vanguardism involves the party and its members being led by the most class-conscious members of the working class, who are pretty much armed with theoretical knowledge and practical skill. These class-conscious workers are the ones who rigorously study Marxist-Leninist theory and use the theory of Marxism-Leninism to analyse our modern imperialist capitalist society. Vanguardism is another theory of Lenin's, and both democratic centralism and vanguardism have been shown to be very practical, as both theories are used in communist parties all over the world. The Russian Social Democratic Labour Party, which later became the Bolshevik Party after splitting with the Mensheviks, which later became the Communist Party of the Soviet Union, used both of these theories. The most important thing you can do before you even think about preparing for revolution and overthrowing the capitalist class is to organise the working class by uniting them in a party that uses these two theories to catch the opportunists, revisionists and the free riders within the party. They must be cleaned and gotten rid of before the preparation for revolution. So unlike Leon Trotsky and his modern day followers, Lenin did not see revolution as a game. Lenin and also Stalin saw revolution as something that requires a fuck ton of planning and organisation. Anarchists, on the other hand, particularly anarcho-communists, like to combine the individualist ideas of Proudhon with the utopian ideas of Kropotkin. Anarchists as a whole do not support the working class having state power, and they do not support the organisational tactics that we Marxist-Leninists follow. Anarchism, anarcho-communism in particular, is an ideology without any compatible parts that tries to compromise where compromising is not possible. Anarchists, while insisting on the destruction of the capitalist system as much as we Marxists do, have absolutely no clear idea what the working class will put in its place and how it will use its revolutionary power. They even deny that the working class should use state power. They deny its revolutionary dictatorship. So anyway comrades, let's go on to why I actually decided to upload this video. So every now and then I hear people calling us Marxist-Leninists the infamous name Stalinist. First of all, let me just point out to anybody who has no idea whatsoever, there is no such thing as Stalinism. I'll say that again. There is no such thing as Stalinism. Stalin was not a Stalinist. Stalin was a Marxist-Leninist. The great comrade Lenin, who, with his analysis of imperialism being the highest stage of capitalism, and through his analysis of organisational tactics, actually put forward the theory of Leninism and made it fully compatible with Marxism to create Marxism-Leninism. Lenin was originally a Marxist. He was heavily influenced by Marx and his theory of Marxism, leading him to basically rigorously study Marxism day in, day out. It takes a lot of intelligence to create your own theory. It's not just about writing down words on a piece of paper and sticking it in a book or a newspaper. It's about reading the present theory and studying it in order to create your own theory and make it fully compatible with the present theory that you are studying. This is exactly what Lenin did when he produced Leninism. He didn't just go, oh lads, let's go up in the piss on Friday night, get absolutely fucking cabbaged and write a story afterwards. No, Lenin rigorously studied Marxism, and through that study, through the concrete situation that Marx had put in front of Lenin, he was able to produce his own theory called Leninism. And not just produce his own theory, but he also made it fully compatible with Marxism and created Marxism-Leninism. Stalin succeeded him as the premier of the Soviet Union. Stalin was the general secretary of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union. He wasn't much of a public speaker, but he was an organizer. He had excellent leadership skills. He basically got the job done when it needed to be done. Stalin was actually favoured by the majority of the party members because of his leadership skills and because of his loyalty to Lenin. Now I know what you're thinking, but Stalin wrote his own books. Yes, Stalin did write his own books, and I am quite frankly a huge fan of them. His works include Anarchism Or Socialism and the Foundations of Leninism, to name a few. They are very good books to read. I would really recommend them, which is why there is a link to them in the description. Anyway, back to the point. Lenin created this theory of Marxism-Leninism, and Stalin was heavily influenced by Lenin. He was extremely loyal to him. Basically, Stalin was merely Lenin's follower. He was a follower of Lenin, and Stalin himself even acknowledged that. And examples of this can be seen on Soviet posters during the Stalin era. This is a poster from 1931 that reads, "Under Lenin's banner for socialist construction." This is a poster from 1938 which reads, "Be as the great Lenin was." This is a poster from 1950 which reads, "26 years without Lenin, but still on Lenin's path." So the point I'm putting across is that Stalin was a Marxist-Leninist, not a Stalinist. He was merely a follower of Lenin. But Stalin did not just follow Lenin. He studied Lenin's theory of Marxism-Leninism and actually put it into practice in the Soviet Union during the construction of socialism. Stalin used something called socialism in one country, and this is where a lot of people get confused. I even saw a comment on YouTube earlier this year that just made my brain fucking explode. It said something along the lines of, "It's amazing how right-wing you become when you believe in socialism in one country." Now, if you have no clue what socialism in one country actually means, let me explain it to you. Socialism in one country is the most internationalist and practical theory of Marxism that is out there. What socialism in one country means is very different to what a lot of people would initially think it is, which is constructing socialism in one country and keeping it that way. However, what socialism in one country really means is to build socialism in one country, that way having a sort of fortress or solid base and then spreading it from there. For example, there was a point in history when the Soviet Union was the only socialist country in the entire world. It was being attacked and threatened by imperialist powers from left, right and centre. But when Stalin had built the solid base, when he constructed socialism in the Soviet Union, He then went to spread socialism to Central and Eastern Europe, the People's Republic of China, and the Democratic People's Republic of Korea after the Second World War, and helped the revolutionaries and the people of those countries build socialism, which caused the imperialists in Western Europe in particular to become absolutely terrified of the Soviet Union, forcing them to give concessions to the working people of Western Europe. Some of these concessions include the National Health Service in Britain, which is greatly appreciated by British workers to this day. So anyway, comrades, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something new from this video, and I hope that this video has cleared up some misconceptions that you once had.